All right, let's talk about one of my favorite tools and most used tools in Lightroom. I absolutely love it. It is a way to help you find correct white balance in an image. So there are a lot of reasons why an image might be yellow or blue or have a green tint. Sometimes the photographer cannot get to natural light. Maybe there's an overhead tungsten or fluorescent light they can't turn off. If there are subjects standing on really green spring grass that's really rich and saturated in color, there can be a green color cast. Wedding dresses will sometimes look blue if they're in the shadow. So you really always want to be able to find true white balance, but it's sometimes hard. And as with everything in Lightroom, there's always more than one way to do something in Lightroom. So it's the same thing in achieving white balance. There's 3 ways that I can think of offhand. You can go into this little drop-down menu. Frankly, I never use that. I always just keep it as shot because I'm not in my photographer's head. I wasn't there on the shoot and I don't want to pretend that I know what kind of light it was shot in. So I just leave it on as shot. You can adjust the temp and tint sliders, which I do almost for every single image I edit, but that's a little more time consuming. A lot of times I start with the eyedropper because it's just so quick and easy. And all you have to do is you click the W on your keyboard. Always use those keyboard shortcuts when you can. It'll save you so much time. And just remember W stands for white balance. So you click the W and your mouse will turn into this little eyedropper. You can click the W either in the library or the develop module. It does not matter. The little eyedropper will come up. And then you're just going to hover over the image that you're trying to find white balance for. And you'll notice as I'm hovering over here in the navigator window, watch this window for a second. It's going to show you what it would look like if I click the eyedropper. So you can kind of watch that if you want to do that. Or probably even a better way is you look at this target neutral grid that they give you. And what you're trying to do is you're looking for a neutral color. And how we know it's a neutral color is see those bottom numbers in the bottom row, the RGB numbers. It stands for red, green, and blue. The closer those numbers are together, so if they all said 85 or they all said 90 or they all said 20, then you know you've hit a neutral color. Also, you can look at the little boxes in this grid, and if they're all the same color, then chances are you're on a neutral color. I usually look for white, black, or gray in an image, especially white and black, because oftentimes if it's a true black and you know it was a true white, like a wedding dress, even if it doesn't look white, chances are if you click on one of those 2 colors, you're going to get a nice correct white balance. So for this one, this invitation is white, so it shouldn't be too hard to find something that looks neutral. Those numbers are pretty close, and I'm going to click it. And voila, I'm going to up the exposure just a tiny bit. I might add a tiny bit of warmth and we're done. So it's really just that easy. I'm gonna up my whites, just give it a little bit more brightness and we're done. So we went from this to this that fast, this to this, just by using the eyedropper tool. So remember, hit the W, gives you the icon, the little eyedropper icon, and look for a neutral spot on your image and then just click your mouse. And if you don't like it the first time, let's say I click and I don't like it, just hit your W again and try a different spot. And you can just do that all day long until you get right the color, the right white that you're looking for that matches your white background. As always, if you have any comments or questions or there's something you're dying to learn, drop it in the comment section below and I will do what I can to make a tutorial or to answer your questions. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post Lightroom tips, tricks, hacks, and shortcuts every week. Until next time, happy editing.